They tried to force anthrax and smallpox shots on the troops. And because the medical corps and the Army and Air Force said no every time because of all the deaths, they saw the deaths happening, it got suspended, but not before the carnage. So the main thing is they can't force you in the military to take an experimental vaccine. This vaccine was never properly approved. In fact, that's in my stack here. I'm going to get to that later in the flu section. So it was never. It's never been properly tested or approved. They can't make you take an experimental. They admit it has squalene in a bunch of articles you can pull up. And you can also say, well, the commander-in-chief says I don't have to take it. And you can show them the nursing group suing, saying it's dangerous, not wanting to take it. Stay there. I'll come back to you after this break.
Marketplace treat us fair, so we throw our hands up for healthcare reform. Make your choice today. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a problem in the USA.
This is CNN, folks. This is the type of stuff on TV. They were literally just worshiping Obama, saying our country will go bankrupt if we don't have the people run healthcare through the government. And then they were singing some song about the flu vaccine and how great it is and saying, yes, we can, in little military uniforms worshiping Obama on CNN. I mean, that's what I mean. This country's gone, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, and they bring these poor kids up there to push government takeover of healthcare. I just can't handle it anymore. Turn up this nightmare again. I wonder if they'll sing Obama Loves All the Little Children, red, yellow, black, and white. They're all equal in the president's sight. I mean, they're already teaching in public school he's Jesus. Let me give people a little tip. You're not in a free country when they're changing Christian hymns over to the president. I want to give everybody a little tip there. By the way, they have announced they're handing over internet control to the UN. And it's being hailed as, oh, the U.S. doesn't control it anymore. No, the private ICANN corporation can now do whatever it wants with internet, too. So that's coming up. Look at this article. Now, I remember about 10 years ago seeing the New York Times saying in the future the new economy will be nothing but prisons, but how good that is and how they're going to pay citizen volunteers $1,000 a month. Welfare people. You want your money, you got to do this with a computer in their house that watches CCTV cameras in another city, and that you've got to flag crimes, and that fake crimes would be superimposed, that DARPA was developing this. Fake crimes would be superimposed over the video feed to make sure you were reporting or you'd lose your welfare. So they're now taking and here it is in the register. This is in England, but same thing here. Watson was telling me in the town he lives, it's on their cable system where you can go spy on your neighbors on the other side of town. Local CCTVs on the cable system, and they ask you to spy. And now they're recruiting the Homeland Security, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. I mean, folks, here it is. New web service aims to recruit tens of thousands of unpaid watchmen to monitor neglected CCTV cameras nationwide. Internet Eyes, interneteyes.co.uk, a startup based in Startford upon Avon, plans to charge businesses $20, £20 per month for members of its website to watch live feeds and report incidents via text message. In return, members will be entered into a crime-fighting league, receiving points for each genuine incident reported. At the end of each month, the top scorer will receive $1,000 cash reward. It's not a game. We're fighting crime and terrorism. See, first it was terror, now it's crime and terror. I'm going to shut up and go back to the callers. Dan in New Mexico, you were asking how you get the military to not forcibly inject you. Here's the deal. You hold out long enough until enough medical corps has refused. Lawsuits are already filed. The troops are already fighting. The physicians in the military are already saying no. If you can hold out and say, well, if you want to be immoral about it, you say, look, I'm not going to make a big stink out of this. I'm not calling for, you can feed on them. I'm not taking it. If you make a big deal out of it, they'll try to court-martial you. If you try to warn other slaves. But the military is a special group for them because that's who they test the chemical and biologicals and radiologicals on. They march our troops into chambers and nerve gas them routinely, Project Shad and other operations that are declassified. So they already test biologicals and chemicals and radiologicals on you, so they love that precedent that you're the final testing before the American people. You're literally like lab rats to them. Once they asked the top scientist in the weapons program, atomic scientist, why are we using troops? Why don't we use monkeys? And he said monkeys are a lot cheaper. Humans are a lot cheaper than monkeys. And so you can bring them the articles admitting it's got squalene. You can bring them the articles admitting it's experimental and wasn't properly tested. I'm going to go over some of those later. I got to go through my stack here. You can explain to them. The best loophole you've got is under Army regulations or Pentagon regulations. They can't force you to take an experimental vaccine, and it still is experimental, never fully approved. They're doing it under emergency auspices. But even with the anthrax and smallpox, it took a bunch of deaths before they quit under rebellion. Now they're coming back with a new group 5-6 years later. And so I don't know what to tell you. But does that rant answer your question there, Dan?
Yeah, for the most part, I think I'm armed with the information that I need to know now. And I do appreciate that, and I thank you. Hey, one thing about PrisonPlanet.tv. I'm having a problem with Terror Storm. Will you pardon up Terror Storm and Follow the Republic for me on a special deal?
I'm confused. What are you saying? You're saying it won't play for you?
Right. When I download the .movie file, it won't play.
I'll have the guys look into it. Sometime in 5 years, it should be fixed. I'm joking. We're in the process of re-uploading everything, too. Give us your email right now, and we'll just send you one.